I've been traveling the world for the past 16 months and I am in Thailand right now and watching a beautiful sunset in the beach, and I always think about how can more people experience this? Not only that, but how can more women experience this? I think that way because I don't see wealth as making money. I see wealth as impacting people. And I want to help women create more experiences like this. We should be able as humans to have the freedom to connect with nature. Mostly as women, to connect with nature, it does something to us. It spiritually heals us. So I'm going to talk about today how getting paid to exist is the most feminine way that not only you can build wealth, but should be the only way that people and women are making money. Okay, especially women, because the modern day workforce is not meant for women to thrive. It's not even designed for women. Us as women, we have a cycle. We do not reset our body every single day like men. Because the truth is, you should not have to choose between making money, going to work, and taking care of your body and taking care of yourself. So I go with all of this to say, start thinking about ways that you can go ahead and get paid to exist. How can I make that lifestyle happen? I talk about this every single day. I do TikTok lives every single day because I want to drill this concept into people's mind. You do not have to work a traditional way. And one of the things that I preach on my brand is that choose the extraordinary so you do not have to live an ordinary life. And part of that is making an extraordinary amount of income, but also that means you have to choose extraordinary routes. Not the ordinary routes, because if you do ordinary things, you're gonna get ordinary results. You choose extraordinary things, you're gonna get extraordinary results. And if you wanna live an extraordinary life, where you have freedom, a life where you get to choose between, oh, I'm having cramps today, I don't wanna clock into work or have a hard work day. And maybe I'm pregnant, but I still want to go ahead and make money. Like, all of that is not designed within the traditional workforce. And I always talk about how to get paid to exist on my TikTok lives and on my lives, because I want to massively spread the message that you do not have to listen to the misconception that society preaches, that you have to go to school, go ahead and go climb the corporate ladder, work till you're 65 just to have experiences like this. It can all happen now, and you do not have to make an income from clocking in and exchanging time for money. You can literally use your gifts and your talents that God gave you to make an income, okay? Because I talk about this every day. You are the asset. And that's the thing, is that school and college and universities indoctrinate us to think that we have to gain all of this stuff to be an asset, but the true thing that makes you an asset is your freaking transformations that you have been through, the journey that you have been through. That is the asset. Literally, I talk about this all the time. People are like, oh, what do I make content on? How do I build my brand? How do I get started? How you build your brand is that you go ahead and talk about your journeys and transformations that you've been through so that you can help people not go through the same pain that you went through, or at least help them. That is how you go ahead and get paid to exist. There's 3 ways to get paid to exist. And it's by monetizing your brand through lifestyle-based monetization routes. Second is by knowledge-based monetization routes. And third is by product-based monetization routes. And lifestyle monetization is basically when you get paid to show your lifestyle. You can use affiliate marketing, brand deals, UGC, and even platform monetization to literally you're showing your life, and you get paid because you're driving influence to brands and businesses. Affiliate marketing, for example, it's basically very simple, where you get paid to share links. You're literally just sharing links, and just because of that, and when people buy from those links, you get paid. So that's just a simple way that I think every creator should be going ahead and using so that they can get paid to exist. Guys, it is not that hard. Knowledge-based monetization is basically where you show your knowledge and show your wisdom, especially if you've been through transformation, to go ahead and get paid to exist. You can make digital products, courses, coaching, all of that stuff. And last is product-based monetization. This is where you're selling products or services that give people a product, basically solve their problems, right? Whether I've seen people do hair growth oils, I've seen people do skincare, but also services, you're going ahead and providing people a product, right? Even if it is a travel service or an insurance agency and you're an insurance agent, guess what? You're going to be delivering the product of an insurance product or a financial product. Or if you're a travel agent, you're going to be delivering the product of people getting a vacation, right? So this is all things to think about and all things to keep in mind. But guys, it is all possible for you. I want to say this because my mission is to get people a life of freedom and a life where they get to thrive in their feminine energy. Because you should not be using 65 years of your life being in survival mode. You should be spending most of your life thinking, how can I get into thriving mode? Because personally, no woman should be forced to work for a man that is not their significant other. Society doesn't want you. The Matrix doesn't want you to go ahead and be thriving, okay? Because they make money off of your suffering. When you are able to relieve your suffering and you're able to get freedom, you don't have to rely on other people to provide you pleasure, to provide you healing. Give yourself healing. And one way you can do that is by going after the route of freedom. Even if you're working a job right now, you should be working on it every single day so that you can start becoming free and start asking yourself, how can I get time freedom? How can I get location freedom and financial freedom? It is a process. It is definitely a process, but you should go ahead and work on it so that you can give yourself the life of your dreams and a life of abundance. Feminine energy is when you can operate from abundance. And one way you can do that is by giving yourself the opportunity to get paid to exist, have abundance, and live the life of your dreams. Go out there and do it.